Hi, adventurers. It's Lizzie from the Westerverse here. So, I just wanted to say that this episode is the first time that our group was able to play remote during the COVID outbreak when it started, and we were all remote and self isolating from one another. So, we made do with what we could, but the audio quality isn't as best as it normally is compared to our past episodes, and I do apologize for that. Obviously, we're trying to make things work in this time while staying healthy and safe and following social distancing guidelines. So, for this episode and some of the future ones, the audio quality might be a little wonky at points, and I am really sorry for that. So, thanks for your understanding, and we hope that you enjoy this episode.
Previously on The Guardians of Fehal.
Nora returned after collecting potion ingredients to find a very distressed Una, who ended up sharing her mission with her after sharing it with the rest of the group. Nora was receptive and agreed to help, and the two spent a nice evening together talking. The next morning, the party split ways, with the twins going to Officer Hughes to see if he had any more leads on the break-in at the guild over a month ago. They agreed to meet him later in the day at the aqueduct entrance to investigate the break-in some more, as well as search for the missing workers. Meanwhile, Una, Nora, and Rowan headed to the academy to visit Rhiannon, where she filled them in on the suspicious activities of a noble named Dalen Bellwater, revealing more about her exact position at the academy and her role as a potential enemy to Hans and Franz's tribe. After meeting up with the twins, Una and Nora fell back from the others talking, while Nora then recognized someone from their mission originally when they first arrived in Phaeon. Rain has begun to fall as you head towards your meeting with Hughes. Una and Nora, you have just been approached by a cloaked figure that Nora seems to recognize. Lauren, would you please describe your character?
He is young. He looks like a teenager. And he has, well, you can't really see because he has his cloak up over his head very tightly. There's, nice shadow obstruction there. And Nora does know that or recall that he has blonde hair.
Felix, is that you?
He nods. Your friends are in danger. They're being watched.
Watched? I mean, do we need to go talk somewhere? You seem like you know more about what's going on.
Yes, let's go somewhere private.
Nora's learning this. She's gonna go up and kind of like nudge Una and kind of like gesture a little bit with her head back to Felix, and just kind of like let her know like, hey, we should go find a place, considering she figured Una would know the best place in the area to find like a private room.
Where are we as far as about, do we make it to like area 4 and 5 where we're going to meet Hughes, or how close are we to there?
No. You guys are right under the D20, or about where the D20 is, walking through from the academy through the central market.
Okay, so we're basically center of Fan right now.
Yeah. There's a bunch of towns and stuff, or taverns.
Do I know of an area close to there?
There's a lot of taverns that are around here just because it's the shopping area, and some inns, so it just really depends. There's more upscale ones, there's poor ones. It just kind of depends on what Una would think would be a good tavern to go to.
Do I know of one that's a little bit more quiet than others?
For this time of day, you probably would want to go to the late hour because it's a tradesman tavern, and normally it's open this early, but it doesn't really get busy until more like around dinner time. So since it's only like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you have, it's the slow time.
Okay, then I will start heading towards there and send Sprewell to go get Hans, Franz, and Rowan, who are in front of us. Just kind of have them pack them and fly back towards us.
Okay. Freeze framing you for a minute while Una and Nora kind of fell behind for like 5 minutes to talk. Was there anything you guys were discussing as you were walking ahead, or no?
Yeah, I want to know who's Hans and who is Franz. Because all I know is Hans and Franz. I don't know.
I don't know any Hans,
individuals named
Franz.
Yeah, that's completely foreign to me.
I missed the face-to-face so you could see my disdain.
Ha. Ha.
Otherwise, no, I don't think at least Hans and Franz would because we were just coming from the university, right? That's where we were coming from, and we were going to meet with Hughes.
Oh yeah, and you were discussing breaking Lord Rice's legs?
Right. Because he doesn't respect that Rhiannon said, "No, I don't want to marry you." And got to send a strong message about forcing yourself on women and men in general. So Hans and Franz would probably just be thinking about ways to punish this person who disrespects Rhiannon.
Am I actually there? I have no idea.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you're with us.
I don't remember, Andrew, if you left before. Oh yeah.
Yes,
oh no, you were there for the apology, and then you saw them come out of the school, and you would have gotten a little bit of information about in 2 nights you guys are gonna hang out with Rhiannon for the evening because she wants to get out of the academy to avoid somebody who won't leave.
Today we're going, we're on our way right now to go meet with Hughes, right?
Yeah.
Right. To go into the aqueducts.
And so Hans and Franz is basically relaying to his brother, Rhiannon is the son, or
no,
oh
Rhiannon is the daughter.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Oh, that's right. I don't know that.
Know that.
That's right. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Yes. So what do Hans and Franz know?
You know that your talk went very successful outside the school, and you had some people interested in the stories that you were telling.
Yeah, I'd probably just be talk about that. Sorry, keep going.
And then they came out and said they got some more information about somebody, like a possible connection, but ready to go to the aqueducts, and that they mentioned that in 2 nights you guys were all gonna hang out with Rhiannon because she wants to get out of the academy, so some guy leaves her alone because she doesn't want to interact with them. So
and we're gonna trick him into thinking that I was looking like Rhiannon because I can disguise myself, go into a room, and then Nora was gonna turn into a giant bear and scare him.
No.
Like I said,
Please.
It needs workshopping, but I think we could pull it off.
Please.
It was a good plan.
I'm begging you. I'm begging you, please no.
I say yes.
Dang it. I thought you would be the only one to back me up.
No. I say no. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so you guys would have a few minutes of talking, while the girls kind of fell back as you were walking in the rain to go meet Hughes at the aqueducts entrance, or technically at the restaurant outside.
Oh wait, are we that far? I thought we weren't that far to that bar.
You're not. You've only been walking for probably 10 minutes, and you've got another 15 to go till you get there.
Yep, but we're gonna dive into this other bar. Or
Yes.
Una's leading Felix and Nora to this other bar.
Between because you and Nora fell back for a little bit to talk because Nora was like, I don't know how to take what Hans and Franz said. And then that's when you guys got approached by Felix. But you guys were walking back from the others like for probably a few minutes. So I was just seeing if there was anything that the twins wanted to talk about while they were walking by themselves. And Rowan, if he's there.
Nope, just wanted to make sure.
Nope, not in particular. I do have a question. So, if we're at Duty Butts, where are we going necessarily?
We're going to 4. The first brown square in 4.
You guys are going over here. Did you see it, Ping?
Just
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, did you see? That's where you're going.
What are the people on the street talking about, honey?
Give me a perception check, or are you just gonna use your passive?
Well, my passive is 16, but let's see what the dice say. Hoopda. Oh, 22.
22. Let me look at my rumor table, and I will tell you. There's a few people kind of whispering about how there's guards looking for employment. There's whispers that there's more magic shops that might be opening. They're all Fey, but they're not sure if they're going to be in the central market or if they're going to be in the Fey steps. There's a few talking more about like any potential new taxes that might come on imports from the Fey realm or some of the other regions. Just because, and then also whispers about if there's going to be any wars that disrupt trade in the near future.
You said...
Are we expecting a war?
You overhear them kind of whispering, in case there is war, then, you know, we'd have to, you know, it might affect trade.
You said that guards are looking for work. Like city guards?
Because a bunch have been laid off.
Like
the guards for the nobles they've been getting robbed and stuff, right?
No, they've been let go because of the nobles getting robbed.
Yes.
Well, right. That's
what I'm saying. The nobles have been getting robbed, so they've been letting go of their.
And so those guards are looking for work. Okay. All right.
But yeah, that's
got
what
it.
Here.
I do remember some stuff.
Yeah. Has there been any recent uptick in bandit activity?
Well, what is your definition of bandit activity? Do you mean like people getting robbed on the road?
More people getting robbed.
Just in general?
Yes.
Yes. You have heard about break-ins at some of the noble estates and stuff like that? And also some of the shops around town?
Well, I mean, yeah, we heard about the break-ins of like this the Muddy Bandit. But I'm saying like, you know, not necessarily in town, like people on the road.
You know that no, actually no, you haven't heard anything other than what I've already said on those things.
Okay, so it's just the uptick in crime is more so this muddy cat burglar.
Yes.
Yep, and that the water and the wells are not acting correctly. They're like the water's just been really strange as of late.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with banditry, so.
I don't remember the water being strange.
I remember that.
Hughes said it. But I think Megan was the one who was asking more questions about it.
Yep. I may have something to do with water, you guys. Go figure.
Well, I figure it has something to do with the bandits because they've summoned elemental creatures in the past. So.
Yeah. I still have that chop.
And they're down in the aqueducts, so.
So yeah, if there's nothing else you guys want
I
to
don't
do
really
while
have
you're-
anything.
Okay. then we will cut back, and you're sending Spruel to go, like...
So I would snap my fingers and have Spruel, since we can talk telepathically, tell him to go nudge probably Rowan and like flutter in his face and then fly back towards us, so that way they know which way we're going since they are further ahead of us. Like basically like, hey, they're going this way. Or like, hey, follow me this way.
Listen.
Yeah. So
Alright, Spreul goes up and like lands on Rowan's hair, his tree hair, and kind of pecks at him a little bit, and Rowan is like, "Oh, hello, Spreul," and he like reaches up and kind of like puts him in his hand, like, "What is it?" And
I think he's trying to nest in your hair.
Please don't do that, Spreul.
I believe when they do that, you have to show them who's the alpha. So you must show them who's boss.
Put him in your chest.
Oh, okay. He starts to open his chest cavity to put Spreul in, and Spreul like just flies up out of his hand, like circling, like.
Does he though?
Spreul would not let himself go inside a chest cavity. Just saying.
And Spreul will make that check.
You what? You want Spreul to make that check? Okay.
No, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
No, he flies up agitated and is kind of like chirping at you guys, like, pay attention to me, and then flies back towards
Is it, lassie?
Is Timmy stuck in the well?
Must be. This happens every goddamn time.
You see Spreul fly back and kind of towards Una and Nora, and they're walking with somebody else, and they're kind of walking away from you guys in a little bit of a different direction than the path you're on currently.
Where are they going? Hughes isn't that way.
Oh, we got to go meet Hughes. They must have something else to do. I think we should keep going.
You guys have an hour until you meet Hughes.
We have an hour before our appointed time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you're late, if you're early, you're on time.
And we can't be late. That would just be rude, you know.
Rowan is like, Nora,
But I mean,
Nora, where are
wait a
you
minute.
going? He just starts walking towards Nora.
Rowan. Oh. I mean,
Looks like
that's
just you and
a
me,
good
brother.
idea. That's a good idea. They have someone with them I don't recognize.
So now that Rowan's with them, they should be safe?
Yeah, you know, I suppose that's probably true, but
Or should we go with them?
I think we should probably go with them. I mean, I want to know who this is.
And I don't carry the way, but sure.
Okay, let's go. Hey, Rowan, wait up.
And then kind of do a little jog to catch up to Rowan, catching up to the rest of the
And
people.
then I outrun my brother and get there first.
Come on, there wasn't a competition.
Everything's a competition, brother.
I'll remember that for next time.
You say that every time, brother.
Doesn't it make you feel good to win, though?
It does.
Okay.
After last session, I could really just use a win in my book, I guess. Who was your last friend? Womp, womp, womp.
That was rough.
Because you guys keep going off by yourself.
So rough.
It was wonderful. I appreciated it.
So yeah, you successfully lead them, Una, to this tavern.
I guess I would go up to the barkeep. Do I know this barkeep?
I'm assuming if you know of this you probably don't know them super well to have a nickname for them, but you've been in here before, and he is a nice gentleman in his early 40s, and he nods and is like, welcome. Would you be liking some food and drink?
Yes, please. And do you by chance, can we use your back room?
Oh,
or does
sure,
it not
sure,
have a back
sure.
room?
He has a little bit of a private room, but it's not fully, like, it's not as private as the guild hall, but there's more of a private booth, and he's like, yes, yeah, do you want me to start the fire near there too? It's kind of cold out and you look pretty wet.
Yes, that would be great.
All right, I'll have the missus start cooking then.
I'll slide him, what, like 10 gold?
That's a lot of money.
Okay, like, how much?
Big
Like
spender.
5 gold?
No, probably for all of you guys to have food.
Food and drink. Minus
and
Una, no drink for Una.
You're probably looking at, like, let's just say 2 gold for everyone.
I will give him 3 gold.
Oh, thank you, miss. Very kind of you.
And then kind of like point to the corner booth for Nora and Felix, and I'm assuming Hans and Franz have caught up by now. Hans, Franz, and Rowan.
Yeah. So
I was just gonna ask.
Okay, yeah, point towards the corner and de-summon Spriel with a snap.
you guys all successfully managed to sit down at the back corner booth, and the barkeep kind of comes over and puts another log in the fire and gets it going again because it was faded down a little bit. And yeah, you can all kind of, it's a bit of a tight fit, especially just because Rowan, Hans, and Franz are so big, but you guys can all kind of squeeze in there nice and close. And there's like nobody else in here right now is dead.
So, who's your friend?
What are we doing
don't
here?
Remember him? This is Felix.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, we did that job up in the swamp, saving
With the hag.
Yeah.
So we got these
Good to
pants.
see you again, Felix. Sorry, I didn't recognize you. You cut your hair or something.
He smiles. Well, at least you didn't recognize me. That is something.
Were you trying to hide?
Are you not wanting to be recognized?
It's better if I am not seen with you.
Well,
It's not very nice.
I think you kind of made a mistake by following Nora and Una into a tavern then.
Just because it's better for me not to be seen with you doesn't mean that I don't need to talk to you.
What was it that you were saying again? Apparently, according to Felix, he thinks somebody's following us.
Correction.
Yeah, we knew that.
So, you did make Lasha.
What?
What?
Well, I don't know what Lasha is.
Is that a person? With like a drink or something?
She's, well, for today she's my partner. Though I did live her in the square. Wanted to watch some Bard Florence of Dandel, I think it was. Ah, yes.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, isn't that the bard we met on the bridge coming back from Windvale?
Yeah. Nice guy.
Yeah, she's taken quite a fancy to him.
Well, is Lasha like your traveling companion?
Felix pauses, wondering exactly what kind of effect this is going to have. And he has taken the outside seat of the booth. And before he says anything, his eyes sweep the inn once again to make sure that no one's listening.
And by the way, Lauren, just you don't see anything around here. It's completely empty. Doesn't look like there's any places where somebody could easily be listening in or anything. And the innkeeper is looks like he's helping he went in the kitchen to help his wife with the food.
Okay.
Nora does see this activity. Or wait, hold on. Let me see if she actually noticed.
Nora or Una?
Una totally notices what Felix just did, and is a little more on edge now because she's seen this type of behavior before. So she's more guarded than like she normally is with meeting new people because of the way that Felix just did that.
I said, so this Lasha person, they're your friend?
After he looks around, he says, well, she's more my partner for the day. You could say that we're part of the local thieves guild.
How Felix,
You would say that out loud?
Felix,
Sorry.
would you say that you're part of the Venerables?
Uh,
And Hans and Franz just kind of does like this weird tilt, cockeyed stare.
Holy shit, Lauren, I didn't expect you to say that.
just to make it clear, Liz, did you have that term
Mhm.
introduced by Felix in the last session? Or have
Venerable?
No.
No,
No.
we've known about them for a while.
They as players have heard them be called the Venerable by talking to
Well,
law
I mean,
enforcement. So
Not as players, as characters.
yeah, their characters know that the thieves group is called the Venerable. But yeah, Felix didn't know
he
that they
blinks
knew that.
very slowly. Well, yes.
I slowly reach down and put my hand on the hilt of my sword.
I would like to know who is on the outside. Well, I mean, me and my brother are probably the last to show up. So one of us is on the
Yep.
outside of this booth.
Magic.
Felix was on the
Yes.
outside. Like, we knew that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's just, and it's either Nora or Rowan would be in the center, and then like both of them would be up against the center.
Nora would probably want to sit
And-
next to Felix just because she's like the only one who really recognized him and he came to her. So
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
there you go.
So, and the end
Yeah.
of the table is Felix and the end of the table is Felix and Una looking across from each other, with Nora sitting by Felix's right side, followed then by Rowan on the inner side, and then the twins are opposite next to Una on the inner part of the booth.
Yes, because Una was waiting for the chef to come with all the food.
Chef? Who the hell
Or
are we?
barkeep.
So,
Fancy restaurant.
anyway, please go back to that wonderful moment.
Uh,
I think the word was, well, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Hans and Franz just kind of looks over at his brother and then says, excuse me, Una, I need to get up.
Felix's eyes, or I suppose I should do an insight check to see if he actually does have to go to the bathroom or if he's planning on trying to grab Felix.
This is going to
Sure.
be great.
Josh, roll an insight check, or Josh, roll a deception check, and Lauren, roll an insight check.
Oh, you rolled?
No, just I think just I am.
Wait,
I
are we
actually
using
took
the
time to...
roll 20
You
function?
rolled a 7.
Oh, snap!
Okay,
He-
I
he
actually
is.
rolled a 6.
Just use your own die.
We
Just roll
both
your own
flounder.
dice.
I just flounder less.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. You can't really tell. You might just actually have to use the bathroom.
Una, I really need to go to the bathroom.
Question is would Una get up?
Oh, I probably.
So, Felix, you want to repeat that? I mean, I just want to make sure I heard what I think I heard.
As you say that, you notice that Hans and Franz, Josh's character, has not moved past the booth and is just standing there now.
Yeah, and my character, well, no, he'd stay back a little bit.
I'm here to warn you that, well, if you're not a bit more careful, he pauses. Make that a lot more careful. You're going to end up in the river with your throat slit, or worse.
Why'd you say that?
Nora just has absolutely no words for what is going on.
Because there's been a watch put out on you and your party. He nods to Una as he says this.
Who's watching us?
Well, I guess I've been doing something right.
Felix looks distinctly unimpressed.
At who? At me or at...
What Una said.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On the
Apparently I'm doing something right because she got noticed.
On the contrary, I'd say that you're doing something very, very
I thought we
wrong.
wanted to find out who it was. And now you just came and told us.
All right.
So I feel like we've done
Oh,
something right.
Felix, I have a question for you. Now that I'm up and my bladder is a little more relaxed and not so pressurized. What? No, this is important. This is important. Felix,
Oh, brother,
why are
you don't
part
want to
of
hold
the
on for too
Venerable?
long. You cause problems later in life.
So just a note to Lizzie, Felix is keeping just an active eye out to make sure he's not being overheard.
Yep, they're still in the kitchen cooking, and you don't see anybody else with your passive or anything.
Okay. He takes a deep breath, sighing. Seems to run a few mental calculations. I don't suppose that you'd actually believe the whole story that I'm, well, rather untalented in most things. And had to settle for them to get some good
mean,
work.
You could have just came and talked to us.
At this point, a
believe
wry
that that's
smile
why
crosses his face.
He is there working.
Mm.
I don't know.
Are you
Lizzie.
saying that you want an insight
What
check?
do you say?
Wait, I'm confused. What are you trying to see if you believe
Oh,
that
that
he's
He's only there because he doesn't have any skill, and so he had to settle for them. Like, is he there by choice or because he has to be? Kind of thing.
Roll an insight check. Lauren, I'll tell you what to roll.
Okay.
I'll message you.
I rolled a 7, by the way.
Okay. What about you, Lauren?
What do you want me to roll?
I messaged you.
I did not catch that. My apologies.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I messaged you in Discord what to roll.
26.
Yeah, you believe him. He seems a little sad about his circumstances.
Wow, Felix, you seem pretty capable last time we worked together. I guess, things don't always go as good for you as they do for us. Sorry.
Brother, what are you doing? He told us that we weren't gonna believe him, so why would you believe him?
Does
I do.
He said before he told us that.
What? Brother, you're gonna give me a headache. Just don't worry about it.
No, that part's true. We caught him in that one.
I shouldn't believe that he's in the Venerable.
Yeah, I think he's probably got the skill.
Well, I mean, he just said it out loud. Yeah, he told us. I don't think we caught
You
him.
caught him. He told you.
So should we not believe any of it?
Brother, don't let him confuse you.
I mean,
Look here, Felix.
yeah. He wasn't. You are the one that's confusing me, brother.
Would anyone else like to say anything? As you two are
We're just
arguing.
watching this.
Okay, Sam, is Nora saying anything
Argue?
after
It's
watching
okay.
the twins argue?
Nora is literally just sitting there absolutely dumbfounded and not really knowing what to say because she did not expect this from Felix based off of previously knowing him.
Okay, I stood here long enough. I need to find the bathroom. And Hans and Franz moves along.
Yep.
Lock in there, brother.
Okay. He goes, and looks like there's, yeah. You go upstairs looking for the bathroom.
I do have a question for you, Felix. Why are you warning us?
He's a nice
Because I'd
guy.
rather not see you dead.
Everybody's a dick. I'm just saying.
What?
You said that because you're being nice to us. Thank you.
Of course. Should we?
Ow.
Should we
you could
wait
be in
until
there
your
for a
brother
little
gets
while.
back? Oh God.
I mean, he didn't say anything about wait for him. So anyway, so you're warning us.
I got so nervous,
What's
my
the-
bowels clenched up.
I mean, you're obviously working
No,
with them, but like, why are they after us? Because somebody's asking questions, or
He nods.
I mean, how insecure are they if questions scare them? Goodness gracious.
So, if they're worried that we're asking questions, could you possibly give us some answers?
He shrugs. There'll be some things that I won't answer, but sure, go ahead.
Well, the reason why I've been asking around is because I'm looking for someone who may be using your guild's services, and this person is very dangerous, and I need him and or his head.
Felix actually looks impressed.
Yay!
No, you already told us you wanted his head, didn't you?
Does anyone else say anything?
She needs him to make her an adult.
Oh, brother. Jeez, why don't you get back from the bathroom?
Felix looks unnerved.
Yeah, I know, right?
The person I am looking for looks similar to me, except taller, more robust, would have a scar on his face, but have hair
He's also
as
a
long,
he.
if not longer than mine.
Does this person happen to have a name?
Oh, most assuredly they have a name, but Una won't tell us what it is.
I cannot provide that information at this time.
What is this, United Airlines?
See?
He may go by. Yeah, he may go by a different name than one that I know him as, so I do not think a name would be helpful. However, he may have something that looks like this, and she'll show you a like a leather brand almost, and it's a seal that's chasing 3 fish.
Felix frowns a little bit. Well, if we don't have a name, I suppose. What about his background? Does he have any talent?
Murder.
French murder?
Sorry, it was really hard to
Mad
get that one.
again.
Lizzie, do I know him as like just a fighter, or do I know if he has a signature weapon that he likes to use? Do I know what he specifically looks like, actually? Or do I just roughly know what he looks like?
You roughly know what he looks like because you never really met him before. Like you got a description and you heard things from other people, but yeah, the description you gave already was pretty close. Was known to have some like anger issues, and then also I'm trying to see this person's weapon. Hang on a minute. Oh yeah, he had a trident he was really good with.
Okay, so he is a fighter that prefers a trident and may have a calling towards the water. He also might not be alone.
By calling to the water, do you happen to mean that he has access to water magic spells?
I mean, back in our home, we had plenty of collars. Collars of weather, collars of the forest, plenty of collars.
He may, or he just has a strong urge to be close to the water. I do not know if he has magic, what it would be like. I just know roughly his description and that I need to find him. And that is why I'm asking around, is because I believe there is a connection between your guild and his goals, or at least his group's goal. It is him who I am looking for. I mean your guild no harm, unless they're assisting this man.
I do mean them harm.
Oh yeah, lots of harm to the Venerables.
Yeah, they're not good in the city. Give a bad name to the Shades.
Felix levels a glance at them. Oh, look. And then he just starts laughing.
Well, if you want to lead us to them,
A deep belly laugh.
So is that yes?
Felix takes a few deep breaths and stops laughing.
Oh, see,
and
brother,
then asks,
he's getting into it. Yeah, he's totally gonna take us.
Could you tell me what exactly you think the Venerable are, and how big they are?
It doesn't matter how big they are. They're a Thieves Guild.
So, Felix, fair warning, you're probably gonna need to leave their company pretty soon.
As you guys are talking, you hear the kitchen door open, and the looks like the barkeep and his wife carry some food out and say, if you need anything else, just let us know. We'll be in the kitchen.
Thank you. And I will grab some of the food from him, since there's quite a few of us, and help him lead it to the table. So that way he kind of goes away a little faster.
I think he thinks our orders, our request, our threat is a little silly. Probably gonna have to take him to see Hughes, I suppose.
Does the food look good?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like it's basic food, but it's seasoned well, cooked well.
Nora has a vegetarian option that I specifically hand to her.
Sure. Yep. Sure.
Thank you.
Felix stays away from the alcohol, but he starts chowing down.
Okay.
Waiting for the answer.
So, as my brother was saying, it doesn't matter how big they are. And, they're a problem. Extorting the lower class, killing, stealing, summoning things in the aqueducts, causing a whole bunch of trouble.
Yeah, if they never would have stolen from the guild, the Merchants Guild, I never would have known about them. And then, they'd be free to go about the business, but they involved us. It's not a good idea.
Sometimes there are organizations that have good intentions, but bad people behind those intentions. Sometimes we need the people in the shadows to make sure things get done. And it just may be that Felix is one of the Shadow Walkers, but this group has a corrupted seed that maybe Felix could take the spot of and lead this place to be better so he could be a better Shadow Walker.
Doesn't make any sense. If they're thieves, and what's a Shadow Walker? And I mean, if they're thieves and they're stealing from people, that's not good. In our village, if you steal from somebody, it's a good way to either really get your shit fucked up or maybe even get killed.
I personally use some of their skills as Shadow Walkers, even though, yes, I am a hunter. Their skills do come in handy in situations when corruption needs to be sought out. So I understand the purpose behind why Felix may be doing what he does, though maybe not exactly what his group is doing.
After a moment, Felix puts down the cutlery. Right. He takes another habitual glance around. Well, I suppose that I won't be getting away with just telling you the cover story.
Well, I mean, you can start with the cover story.
I mean, you could just tell us the truth too, that's fine.
Yeah, I'd prefer that.
All I can say is I'll come as close to it as I can.
What do you mean?
It means he's going to try to tell us as much of the truth as he's allowed to.
Is that some sort of spell keeping you from doing it?
Only common sense. He smiles. So, what I told you before, well, that's what the Venerable know about me. That's why I told them that I joined. The real reason that I actually joined was to make sure that they stopped hurting people and to make sure that each and every bit, well, was gone. The truth is, the Venerable is much larger than what you are thinking. Much larger. Others have taken notice. Others are concerned and they're taking action. But before we can rout them completely, we have to know each and every part. At this rate, what you're recommending would take care of maybe one branch, maybe two. That would be it. And the rest of the Venerable would be able to flourish underground. And then, well, to be frank, my cover would be completely blown.
So, but I mean, if you just like tell us how to get there, and then we go in, now you stay away, and then you don't worry about your cover being blown.
They'd take notice if I wasn't arrested with everyone else.
Well, maybe you were just out for the day.
Not everyone's getting arrested.
Yeah, we might kill some people.
No.
Yeah.
This goes much deeper. Well, I suppose much higher than you think that it does. I will not throw away all of my work and let this keep happening just to start all over again.
What do you mean, like there's nobles involved in the Venerables?
Possibly. Not sure. Trying to figure out exactly who is part of it and who isn't. It's more like a...
Oh, let's start at the bottom.
Which is exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, but, you know, you're trying to sneak your way in and get in. I mean, that takes a lot of time. If we go in there and just start taking them down...
They'll take notice.
You know...
The close ranks.
Yeah. The
close ranks.
Oh, close ranks. Sorry, I didn't hear that. I don't know why I said it in Fran's voice. No, that's good. They can close ranks, and then they're all together. We can take them all out.
No, I think... Hold on, brother. I think Felix maybe has a good idea. Because if we can find out if indeed the nobles are involved, if we can find out who these nobles are, then, I mean, if we take the nobles away, you know, the system kind of falls apart.
Take the nobles away from the guild?
Right.
Okay.
Is that what you're thinking, Felix? Do I understand your intentions a little bit, Felix?
Well, in that every part of it needs to be identified, yes. I'm not sure that removing the nobles alone would stop the guild. But making sure that we know who they are is very important.
What is Nora doing through all of this after the talking? Has she relaxed at all, or does she still look very uncomfortable?
Nora is she's currently sitting staring at her plate of food, listening still, but she's kind of got her fork and is just pushing the food around on the plate, not really eating. You can tell that she feels very, very conflicted. It's all over her face. And she's just keeping quiet right now and just generally listening to what everybody's different opinions are.
I'm going to snap my fingers and summon Spriel and have Spriel go over and comfort Nora.
Nora just kind of jumps a little, not noticing Spriel until he's right there. But she smiles and just kind of pets his head a little bit, and her attention is kind of switching to Spriel now, kind of blocking everything out just for a moment, to give herself a mental break. But she'll return back to listening after a moment because she doesn't want to be left out.
Felix observes this and momentarily at least switches the so you can do magic?
Me?
He nods.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just in tune with nature. You kind of saw me a little bit back then. Being able to, turn into animals and things like that. But I know that I've had a lot of questions from Hans and Franz and from Una just because turning into multiple animals doesn't seem as common. But yeah. And you can tell that Nora is kind of she's kind of rambling, less answering concisely like she usually does, but instead is kind of rambly, lost in her own thoughts, not super paying attention.
He turns and looks at Una, and you can also do magic.
A little bit, if I need to. It helps me get into places a lot easier.
I mean, honestly, Felix, all of us can do magic, even Rowan.
He's like, yes, I can. I just learned how to do this. And he snaps his fingers, and his barkish fingers just glow with light. Isn't it neat?
Can you do magic, Felix?
No.
Would you like to?
He looks a bit startled. Sorry, what?
Would you like to do magic?
You mean through, a pact?
No, with this. And she'll hold out a wand of mending.
What's that one do?
It fixes things that are broken. Minor things, not major things. But it sounds like you're trying to root out an evil seed. And I'm trying to root out an evil seed. So if you help me with my seed, I'll help you with your seed. And then you can have this.
I mean, we're all kind of trying to root out evil, honestly.
Yeah, but her seed and my seed seem to be right next to each other.
Thank you very much for your kind offer, but I really don't need the extra incentive.
Well, if you
And
help me with mine,
he
then I will
smiled.
give this to you as a gift. But I'll keep it for now. But if you help me with my thing, then I'll give it to you.
Well, if that's what you want.
Do you think you can help me? Because I would be less inclined to keep bugging them if I knew I had someone on the inside keeping an eye out on my interests.
Right. Well, I'll be frank. It'd be much more helpful to me if there's any more information. There's at least 2 people that I know that fit that description. And to be quite honest, that's only in the part that I'm in frequently. As I mentioned, there are many more branches, and if he's not a member of the guild, he might not actually be part of, who I see regularly.
I'm going to turn myself into looking like that guy to the best. I'm going to use disguise self and turn myself into him to the best of my ability.
Based on what Una thinks he looks like?
Yeah, like the scar. Yes. Yep. Because she hasn't seen it before, so it's her best kind of morphing her the traditional features of a buff male, very similar. The scar on the face, hair not braided but down, maybe with like a couple of braids. Definitely very muscular, tan, freckles, larger than like how Una's features are, like with the slightly bigger eyes, but like still very human. Very much keeping those standard features, like how she'd basically be morphing her uncle with this guy's description in a way, except maybe a little bit more brawnier, because I'm assuming that's what the description is. He's a little more buffer compared to my uncle, correct?
He's a lot bigger
Okay.
than your uncle.
Then yes, like
So like a freckle man,
Sure.
Randy Savage.
with very emphasis on the scar, like having that be something that's prominent on his face.
Felix frowns.
Have you seen
Right.
him before?
Like I said, looks like at least 2 people that I know.
He could be traveling with more than one, so having it be 2 people sounds like a better choice.
Can he change his face like you can?
It's possible. I hope not, but unfortunately, it is possible.
So, did anybody in the village even meet this person before they left? Or, I mean,
Not the group that was sent out.
did they just
most of
not
us-
give you any information about this person?
Most of us know of what some of them look like. We just don't know what all of them look like, because it was a larger than expected group, and unfortunately my village has quite a few people in it.
Did nobody know anything about this guy?
We were given descriptions. Of what they look like. I do not keep the drawing. I gave it with my friend, so he could have it, because I thought that I'd be more adept to do something like this. And she like gestures to herself, now basically a giant buff man, like bigger than Hans and Franz is probably what she made herself do, like a very big brawny man, like to the max height of her capability. Yeah.
She made herself look like the brawny man?
How tall is Una normally?
Una is 5'3", and I can only adjust it a foot up,
Okay.
so it's
He's like as
3.
big as
Right.
Hans and
So
Franz.
as tall as
Yeah.
Hans and Franz.
But like, she's motioning that he's also taller than this vision, like than what she can make herself be. I have this capability and my friend did not, which is why he kept the picture, and I didn't think that a photo would be as good as this if the time came to it. And I think
Photo? What is a
Bit.
photo?
image of the person, and I was not expecting to share this knowledge with others as well.
I mean, you've done it twice in 2 days. You're on a good track.
And he just kind of like claps.
Una frowns.
I kind of like reach over and like slap my brother in the arm. Like, now's not the time.
I'm sorry. Una, I think I need to go to the bathroom again.
Brother, you better get yourself checked. I heard there's some guy named Wilfred Brimley. He had some sort of disease that made him go bathroom all the time.
Una will say to Felix, the eyes should give it away. They look human, but like mine, they are slightly larger.
All right. So, are people getting ready to leave?
Well, how long has this conversation been? Because we had like an hour, right? And we're saying that we maybe had a 15-minute
No,
detour
it
to
wasn't.
get to this bar.
It
We've
wasn't
been
15
talking
minutes.
for...
Well, I mean, Andrews, Hans, and Franz basically said we're supposed to meet
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
in
So
I've-
you're running
10 minutes.
Yeah,
Apparently
I
he's been
didn't keep a
keeping the
perfect
clock
clock
on
on it, but
Una's watching... Yeah, but Una's watching Felix like a hawk because she's very... I guess not concerned, inquisitive, slightly excited that she recognizes the guy, possibly, since he stated that that description fits 2 people. Oh, and she would have dropped disguise self, like, probably, about
Sure.
now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
After a moment, Felix nods to himself, you're pretty sure, Una, and looks back up at you. Right. The appearance that you just took on, he looks more like Lou. Lou often is hanging out with Ulan, Para, and Kaina.
Hold on. I have to get
I'm guessing
to
we just learned stuff.
my evil being page
Evil
in my
being?
notes.
I will say
Evil
not
being.
evil
I will
person.
say you
just-
time and say that is the name that you were thinking.
I knew, I have in my notes that Lou is the name in my notes.
But she said another name that Una recognizes that she was not looking for. Ulan, which is somebody that was very close friends with one of your sisters. And then they kind of had a falling out, and then after she got married, like, you just saw him stop hanging around.
Interesting. I'm happy my
Megan's so
sister
happy.
chose someone else. Okay, so Lou hangs out with Ulan and who else?
Para,
Okay.
Para, P-A-R-A, and I think it's pronounced Sienna, C-E-A-N-A.
Are Para and Sienna human, elf?
Are you speaking in character now?
Is Para and Sienna, are they human?
They're all human.
Well, Yes, so far as I can tell.
Do they have a spot that they primarily hang out at?
Can't tell you
Emperor
that.
won't.
But I can tell you. Both.
Then won't.
Interferes with my own work, you see. Felix frowns. I just said that I can't tell you where they normally hang out.
But not where I could find them.
He nods slowly. Blue likes taking part in private fights. It's the sort of one that you have to be invited to. There are nobles there and others. And, well, I was at one recently, and I can tell you that he most certainly is
Hey, did you have to
bloodthirsty.
get invited to that?
Yes, we did get invited to that.
Did I
No,
hear
we
something
knew about
about
this
the private fight?
So you
No, as Hans and Franz returns from the bathroom once more.
hold on.
He's brother, maybe we should have some fiber.
We are aware that on the 14th there is a secret fight that happens, and I
Not
know
too
where to go.
secret.
Does that match up with the date of the next one, Lizzie, that Felix knows of?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. You might have the right one. Right.
I'm so
Last-
excited. Oh my god. Oh,
Last.
sorry. I'm having a Una freak out moment right now.
Una, you're quivering.
This has been like
What's
the
wrong?
last 6 months of her life. Okay, I'm calm.
Now the last part here is that you do not you don't act like you know me. You don't acknowledge me. You don't say my name. You do not know me.
What should we refer to you as?
Well, I don't know you, so that's easy.
I mean that do not act like you recognize me. Pretend that you've never seen me or only know me in passing. Preferably not at all.
Like, what if we want to get in contact with you? What do we do?
Good
Do
question.
you
I
mean to
don't
say,
know.
Felix, that we can't get in contact with you?
He frowns and slowly nods.
Well, that doesn't seem very good.
If something comes up, I know.
What if we get information that you need?
I very
That's
much
not
doubt
very
that you will.
nice.
No, that's not nice at all. Here we are, listening to all the information you've given us, and you don't even believe we can help you. What's the point in telling us if we can't help you?
The information that was requested. And as for helping me, I very much doubt that you can help me with information. But I do think that a time may come when I might ask for your help otherwise.
Una's gonna dig around in the bag of holding and see if by chance if there is a tiny harpy feather that got stuck in the lining some magical way in shape or how. And is that something that she could possibly do? If there was like one that just like a floofy one that's like a baby tough one.
High or low?
Ooh.
Low.
There is one.
Yes! I'm gonna grab it out and give it to Felix. And if you drop this off somehow, shape, or form at the Merchants Guild and say that it's for Una, we will plan to meet here within 24 hours of me receiving it.
How's he gonna know when you get
Does that work? Or 24 hours since you drop it off. There you go. So,
How about when you drop it off
and because you can
every
drop
day
it off
after
with
at 2 o'clock, come to this bar and we'll try and meet there.
Yeah, I like that better.
'Cause I
yeah,
mean,
that works better. Hey, it was my idea, sort of.
Yeah, with the big window lots of waiting. 2 o'clock.
Felix is
whole lot
just
of
sitting
waiting.
there empty in the empty tavern like for 24 hours, like maybe
Yeah.
they'll come.
Was that the? Oh.
Hey,
They've
Was that
gotta
somebody
picked
that-
it up by
Oh.
now.
Oh, I thought
Eventually just turns into the "this is fine" meme.
I just picture it's like,
Yeah.
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 This is
Or-
fine.
Felix lights the thing on
No,
fire.
no,
It's like,
it's the
find
sad
me now. I'm
No,
here.
it's the sad SpongeBob meme where he's in the diner and it's raining outside and he's just looking down at his mug
I just
sadly.
picture like a small puppy. Anytime there's any noise, and they're like, "What was that? Is that somebody here?" No. Okay. Wait, was that somebody here? No. Okay.
No.
Mm. Let's see. Above table, I can't think of any like downside except for like the waiting for 24 hours.
Yeah, if it's within like 2 o'clock the next day of you dropping it off, like
well,
that's
but like not
fine.
necessarily
So
the next
I'd say
day
it's a
because we
pretty
might
good
be out of
plan.
town. So like, just try and stop by every day at 2 o'clock until we're all there.
Felix will probably be able to tell if you're out of town.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez.
The guild would say if you guys were out on a
I
job.
see. So
Yeah.
the person who's watching us that Felix needed to warn us about is
Felix himself.
But when
Oh,
he
yes.
dropped off something for us, I'm sure the guild would be like, "Oh yeah, she's up for a job. Do you want like?" I'm sure that could be a thing, and then so we would just need to let you know when we come back into town if that was the worst of it. Like if you found out that we were out of town, we obviously don't want to keep coming to the guild every day. So we would just need a way to let you know that we were back in town, if we were to leave. So that would be the only thing. Which, what we could do is...
I mean, I think Felix believes he knows when we're here.
I've got a really good
Okay.
idea.
Not here.
Just add me on
then that
Facebook,
works.
and then I'll check in when I'm back in town.
Yes.
Perfect.
Marked as safe.
Make sure you subscribe to my RSS
Yeah, and don't forget to
feed.
go over to my YouTube channel, like and subscribe.
Follow me on Instagram.
Get the bell on.
Yeah. Una's a genius.
So I figured it out. No, I figured it out. This is the whole thing. It's that saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. This is everything that Felix wants. He's getting us
A
close.
group photo?
I knew it. I knew it. Felix, no. It's the whole thing that I said before. He knows he wanted to warn us that we were being watched. And then we find out he's the one watching us. And he knows when we're
Santa
at home.
Claus?
He knows when
Oh my
Felix is
gosh.
Santa Claus.
He's like Santa Claus.
Listen here, motherfucker.
Yep.
Where was that?
Wow, way to ruin the 11th hour plot twist.
Where was that whistle that I wanted when I was 4? All right, we're having this out, you and I.
So Felix then continue. And if you don't mind, I'd rather like to come to the aqueducts with you. See if it is them behind the whole water issue.
Sure. I don't see a problem
See a
with
bunch of
that.
problems with that, but I don't care.
Well, let me ask you this, Felix, since you mentioned the aqueducts. First time we went down there, we found evidence. Well, second time, we missed it the first time. Second time we went down there, we found evidence of summoning. Do you know if the Venerables deal in summoning of creatures? Yeah, like mud things and water things.
Or shadows that walk through walls.
I don't know of any of these summonings, but like I mentioned, I'm fairly far down on the food chain. That's why I'm coming with you right now. I want to know if there are people in the Venerable who are doing this.
Hans and Franz is going to take out that chalk that he had recovered from when we found the summoning circles, the one that had a magical aura, and hand it over to Felix, and set it on the table in front of him.
I mean, we found this. This was used to draw the magic circle that called these things here. You know, if you are, so good at information gathering, maybe you can find out where this came from.
He picks it up and holds it up to the light, examining it.
Are you trained in Arcana?
A little.
Is that a yes? Like you have ranks in it?
Ranks in it? This isn't
You mean
five,
proficiency?
Lizzie.
Yeah. Do you have Arcana or History?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a roll.
That's a 5.
Plus.
That's a
Oh,
5
no.
total.
Oh God. Okay. I mean,
Unfortunate.
it looks like chalk to you. If you know it's if they said it was magical and used in summoning, you're like, that doesn't make sense because magic shops don't sell stuff for that. That's what you would know if you're 5.
Yeah. Do you mind if I take this right now?
I mean, I'm not planning to draw anything, so go ahead.
He nods and finds a pouch and puts it in.
Like what? One of your own pouches,
just
or just
masking
like
around.
anybody's?
One of my own.
Oh,
No, he puts
Just
it in
reaches
Rowan's
across the
chest
table
cavity.
and puts it in. Yeah.
Well, are you guys was there anything else you wanted to talk about, or are you gonna head over to the aqueduct?
Well, I wanted to, say thank you in
Oh.
Hans and Franz's voice.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, thank you, Felix. I'd be very interested to know what you find out. I've kind of hit a dead end on that one.
He nods.
right. Let's go meet Hughes. Right. Yes.
What aqueducts, you, us, when?
What?
Yeah.
Are you having a stroke, Una?
No,
Una,
she
you
said
smell
that she wanted
toast.
to come down to the aqueducts with us. When does she want us to do that? Because we're going to go see Hughes now. We're not going
But Hughes is.
to
We're
the
gonna go.
aqueducts now.
we're
When
going
are
to
we
meet
going to the
Hughes
aqueducts to
to
meet?
plan.
No, you guys
going
are
to the
meeting
aqueduct.
Hughes at the aqueduct.
No, we were meeting him at
Oh.
a bar.
Got
to
it. So Felix
discuss-
is coming with us
Oh.
now.
We're meeting with him to discuss
Yep.
the
Okay.
plan of attack for when we
Oh,
go
yeah.
into the aqueducts.
Okay. I wasn't sure if Felix wanted to be seen with us, or if he was gonna go fuck off
Oh.
and meet us, or he was going to go someplace else and then come back and meet us at when we go into the aqueduct, since he probably doesn't want to be seen with us. So I'm just trying to figure out.
Are we suddenly censoring ourselves?
No, she just said. She
We
said.
probably
She said,
should.
What was
"Felix can go
that?
fuck off." I
Whoa.
was like, "Oh, that was not very nice."
No, was
Oh,
going to
I
go.
heard it as it's gonna go
Not
fuck
can
off, and I
go.
was just like, "Oh, well, not very neighborly of you, but
Felix,
sure."
go fuck off.
Gosh.
I did say could.
Or did this midnight escapade cause more trouble than it was worth? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.
I heard it right. I just took it.
I mean, any whoosies.
That's up
So,
to
Obviously,
Felix.
Felix does not want to be seen with us, correct? Or are you coming with us to go see Hughes?
He's coming with you. One thing is that he has kept his hood up, this whole time, and it is, from what I recall, raining at the moment.
Mhm.
And so it will not look at all out of the ordinary for him to have his hood up, and people will not be able to recognize him because he just looks ordinary.
He looking like a man.
You make your way over to the Lamb, which is where you came up out of the aqueducts before and went in. And Hughes is there at a table.
But yeah, so I guess going into the Lamb.
Oh, Hughes, hello.
Are we late or are we on time?
Felix sees where you're going and actually mumbles something and just, I'm gonna wait outside if you don't mind.
Why?
Later. And he kind of just shifts course slightly and disappears back into the crowd.
Turn to my brother and go, man, this is starting to suck. Nobody wants to tell us shit.
What do you mean?
He'll like kind of separate himself from the group with his brother and be like, nobody wants to tell us anything anymore.
You know, maybe we're just a bit too intense for them.
Oh my
does
god,
make
they're
some sense, I guess.
self-aware.
That's rude, Lizzie.
No
I
regrets.
resemble that remark, Lizzie.
I mean, what do you want to do about it, brother?
And I don't know if there's anything we can do. I was hoping that, people opening up would start telling us some stuff, but we'll talk about it later, I guess. We're here now.
Yep.
Oh, is Hughes in here? We're on time, all that stuff?
You're like 5 minutes late, but Hugh is there. He's got a thing of water sitting there. He's like, you guys made it. Welcome.
Oh, he was sorry we're late. We kind of got a little sidetracked. But hey, thanks for meeting with us.
No problem. I'm glad we waited till after lunch. It was kind of nice to go home and see my husband for a bit. But yeah, you guys ready to go down into the aqueducts?
Oh, I think we've got some maps here. Hey, somebody got those maps from Rhiannon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah?
Nora or Una
Rowan
did.
is.
I did.
That's the whole reason
Yeah.
why Josh and I were there.
No, Rowan has it. He's like, because he asked for it. He's like, I have them, and he opens his chest cavity and pulls them out and hands them to Nora.
Oh,
Nora's
Jesus.
just like holding them.
Rowan, I didn't realize you were still here. You've been so quiet.
I'm just very quiet. I try not to get in the way.
Mm.
But yeah,
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we got these maps. We now, any sort of direction we should be looking, anything like that. Because I don't. Or do I? I don't know.
Lizzie, can you pull up the world map for us again, please?
The world map or the city map?
yeah, I was like, that's
City map,
quite the
sorry.
difference.
I've only seen this continent. I want to see the rest of it.
Nah, it's my
Okay,
world.
I'm pulling it up.
Fine.
Well, it's a small world.
Show me the globe trotter.
Okay.
Show me the money.
So we started at the
Mhm.
Merchants Guild. We followed it to this point here. We came out here. There's been activity here. And the magic school is here. So I would say we follow the aqueduct this way. If that works for everyone else.
Well, hold on. So we think that they're based over here somewhere, right? By number 8.
Yes.
And there's stuff going on over here. So why wouldn't we?
Over here being the magic school between 9 and 2.
Why wouldn't we? Wait. So where are we meeting Hughes at on the map?
We are at 4 and on the street next to 5, because this is where the aqueduct came out at, was like right here. Was right outside of 5, next to where the water is. That's where the gate comes out, and then this was the bar right across from it.
Oopsies.
So, and we followed it from basically 11, the Merchants Guild, underneath the wall, through 7, past 6, came out by this corner here. That was the closest bar.
Yeah, you guys came up near the smaller river, by where that little blue circle is.
So why don't we go over to where we think they are, and if we don't find anything, then we'll start working our way back northeast.
Because we're most likely to find activity in this area where the Noble District, where the thieves have been, right? 2 is Noble.
That's where they're not going to be basing themselves out of where they're doing. You don't shit where you eat.
No, but we would have a better chance to follow their tracks and figure out where exactly they're taking this path in 8. Because we could try to go over to 8, but there might not be a lot of tracks. It would be a lot harder to try to find.
There should be a lot more tracks over there. If we go to 2, they've hit a couple of places. We've got to try and find where they came out of the sewers or out of the aqueducts, and then backtrack them.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I personally think we should.
That's a tough one.
Go towards the Noble District, because I think that's where we'll have the better chance to follow them back. Versus, I think it'd be more of a blind follow if we go this way.
Okay, sure.
I that's Megan's view, I guess, of it. Is I want Una to have the best success of being able to follow tracks.
I don't know.
Especially since we basically lost them at like 7 for the most part, and we didn't find them again until we came out at 5. So that's why
for
Una
me,
feels.
Well, for Hans and Franz, as a hunter, you try and find where the animal lives or where it eats. You don't try and go where it fucked something once. That's where my
eat there. If you're comparing them to hunters, they're eating at the Noble District by stealing their goods, which would be their.
Yeah, but we've only got a
form
couple of cases
eating.
of that, don't we?
Like, that's where all of the thievery has been as of late.
How much thievery have we
got
really been?
Enough where guards are commonly looking for extra work. So, I mean, plenty of guards have been laid off.
Like, the Noble District has been hit super hard, at least according to the rumors that I heard at the Novice.
So, with all these guards getting fired, who the fuck is watching their stuff?
They're hiring new guards.
Which are probably going to be Venerable, Plants.
Exactly! Yes!
Why don't we try and get a job doing some guard work?
Probably. So again, then that leaves us back to 2. Just saying.
Are you talking about
let's see
all of
here.
this
Trekking
in front of
through
Hughes?
the aqueducts. No, did we use our
No,
voices?
I'm just checking because you.
That last part I would have brought up to the group.
Okay, because you guys have just
that
physically
seems-
had this book since you got out of the academy, and like with Rhiannon, and then you were walking in the rain. You ran into Felix, and then you ran into here. So I'm just curious because you had like a 15-minute walk over from the previous inn that you were in eating to here. So I'm like, is this what you were talking about on the way?
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Probably. We would probably be discussing a course of action because we wouldn't want to.
Because then I would have said Felix would have.
This is probably why we're 5 minutes
Felix
late.
then would have been hearing all of this. That's why I'm asking. Like, would you have also discussed?
Yes. No. Felix probably would hear all of this.
Which is fine. I'm just saying.
I mean, if Felix is walking with us to Hughes and we're talking about this while we're walking, he would have an input and or a thought, most likely.
Oh, so you're talking about this while you're walking along?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think that.
I thought you were all still at the lamb.
No, they would have had to talk about this. If they're not talking about this in front of Hughes, they would have had to talk about it in between when you guys were at the last tavern to here.
Okay.
So they would have.
Don't get me wrong, I'm probably gonna bring it up to Hughes, but
Okay, I just figured I would let you guys know that Felix probably would have been privy to all this. So, yeah, it's fine.
It's all right. If he's a
Yeah.
double agent, you know, we'll
Una
find out
is
if he's a
fine.
triple
So
agent.
anyway,
No, Una is completely fine with this, and she helped her find part of her puzzle.
Help me, help you, help them.
She helped me. I help her.
him.
Or
Who?
him. He helped me. I
I know
helped
Lauren is
him.
a girl, but she's playing a boy.
Hey, I'll get there.
Okay. So yeah, continue. I don't know if you guys still have things to discuss before you get to Hughes, or if you want to cut to where you are with Hughes. I just wanted to clarify where you were having that conversation at.
Well, Felix, where would you suggest we start?
I don't know if I have anything in particular to add to this conversation.
I mean, as a tracker, there was no path from the Merchants Guild to where we came out of that looked different, that would have brought us to 8, the Shades.
Well,
So we would have to find a new point of entry outside of the line that we did to get
well,
back
now we have a
there.
map.
There may have been like a,
well,
yeah. but I mean,
But
we
remember, Felix said he can't help us. At least not in this way.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn. I think that the Noble
Yeah, let's
District
go
is a
there.
good place to start because that's where the activity was, and we can
My,
follow
my
it
concern
back.
is going there and then finding an entrance. Because if somebody is watching them, then they'll see us.
I don't know, Lizzie. Do I happen to know any good way into the?
The aqueducts that aren't
Yeah.
not the only ones you know of are through some of the fronts, or to be honest, the Venerable doesn't use the aqueducts that much.
Not that
They
I'm
really
aware
don't.
of.
No.
Okay.
You guys normally do things at street level. You know that sometimes if it's really dire, some of the cellars people can kind of like go into the bottom of like one of the fronts and like get out that way. But because there's usually guards posted and gates posted at a lot of the openings to get back up to the street level, like they're not really actually super common to be used. So it's kind of weird that that the people that you mentioned would be able to use the aqueducts. But
could Una, by looking at the books that we received, see if there was a pattern or an overlap that would lead back to the Shades based off the diagrams and maps that we have, to see if there's an intersection or path to get from the Noble District to the Shades, or if there's a point near the Noble Districts, like in the Warehouse District or something, that would kind of be near it.
it's kind of small reading in the book, but you can see that most of the fresh water lines come from a centralized source and then go out from there. And then there's other water sources coming in. Like they get fed into the river. There looks like there's some sort of purifying area, and then they get dispersed around bigger aqueducts. But mostly everything goes into the center one and then splits off from the center one. So it's not like there's one from 2 leading to 8 and then one from like 8 leading to like 4. It's more of like 8 leads to the center, and then from the center you could maybe get over to like 4 or 5 or like 2 or whatever.
So we should go towards the center, and from there we can find hopefully tracks, footprints, something that would lead us back to where we need to go. Okay, so we just need to go to the center, which 5 would lead us to the center, correct? So if we go in the way we came and start headed towards the center, we can use that to look for tracks.
Right, and
or
you
whatever
kind
to
of
lead us
came
back
up
towards
through ones that led to the center, so. But.
Okay. So I say we should keep going then, if that's the case. Because where is the center? Is it where Duty Booty?
No, it's more under.
Duty Booty.
Between 6 and 5 is the center. Because that is where the river is, where the fresh water is kind of like or where the river water is coming into.
Okay, well, I think... Oh, sorry. I think that should be our plan of attack then, is just go to the center and then use that, kind of go around the center to see if we can find tracks that'll lead us back to 8, or to where the most traffic is, or where we think that this activity is coming from. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So you go back to Hughes, who's sitting there, and you say you have a book.
And Felix, who's not come inside.
Outside. Yeah, he's outside somewhere. Yeah, Hughes, are you showing Hughes the book, or like?
Yeah, he was asking about maps, not being able to find them. I don't know why I'm talking about it and haven't found
he'll. I don't know either. He'll take it and start looking. He's like, can I keep this? Well,
no.
I mean, I could say I'm keeping it.
Well, no, we borrowed it from a friend, and I don't think she would like that.
I mean, I am law enforcement.
No, you cannot keep
Yeah,
it.
don't be Hughes.
All right, I don't want
Give you
to
access
anger
to
your
it.
friend.
Well, I mean, we'll give you access
Yeah.
to it. It's not that we're withholding it from you, but you can't just take it. It's, even though you are law enforcement, it's still stealing.
It is not ours to give.
All right. Well, are you ready to go look for Carl with me?
Oh, yeah. Lizzie, it's been weeks since we played. You could have reminded us that this was what we were really doing.
Who?
No, because I figured with everything that happened, you would have forgotten. You're like, oh my god, we have a lead. We can go look all over the aqueducts.
Yeah, but it's been
You
like
probably
an
forgot.
hour and a half since my brother and I talked to him.
No, it's been more like 3-4
Okay,
hours.
3-4 hours. Oh, man. You didn't mention
I'm
it in your
sorry,
recap.
Lizzie
nothing.
was just Lizzie
No,
was just
I said
holding
you
on
were
to that
being-
one, knowing.
Yes.
I said at the beginning that you were going to meet Hughes. Let me see. Did I
Yeah,
ever
we
say
knew we
Yeah,
were
but
going
you
to meet
never
Hughes,
said
but
what
you
we had
didn't say-
talked about.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard nothing about this, Carl.
Aha! In my recap notes, I said they agreed to meet him later in the day by the aqueduct entrance to investigate the break-in some more and search for missing
I don't remember the
workers.
search for missing workers part.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't hear anything
But,
about that.
I'll have to check
yeah,
it. in
Carl
post.
Schrodinger.
Anyway. Yeah, Carl of Schrodinger Street.
I all of a sudden don't care about Carl. I hope he's dead.
Well, until we find out he is simultaneously alive and dead.
Yes. All right.
He's a cat.
Well, Hughes, let us be on our way then, I guess.
Yeah, we'll be. Yeah, they should let us in. I told the city waterworks that I would be going down there anyway, so let's get to it then. And he finishes his water, and then gets up and walks out with you guys to go towards the entrance of the aqueducts, which is just like a street over. Felix, you see them walk out.
I don't even look at Felix.
Into the duck.
I pretend like I don't know him. That's what he told me to do.
He follows at a distance.
are you trying to be stealthy or are you just walking at a distance?
For appearance's sake, probably trying to be stealthy.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
What is with my dice tonight? 11. He's probably
see him!
just
Shit, even I. Oh no, I don't.
trying to like fit into the crowd, but not. I don't know.
Hughes actually stops and looks at you walking. He's like, "Can I help you?"
Oh, snap.
It appears Felix has been spotted by the officer of the law. What can he say to justify stalking the party into the aqueducts? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.